Okay. Nobody's on here yet, but with everything going on right now, I've decided to learn how the stock market works, because I want to get in on this, but I'll be damned if I'm gonna be that guy that half-asses it and just throws money on a random horse. A lot of the stuff that I've watched on YouTube, like Zip Trader, they've brought out a lot of different strategies. This was one of the apps they used, so I'm going to try and learn how this whole thing works. So feel free to hang out.
Thinkorswim to your computer, you'll notice that an icon now appears on your desktop. Double-click this icon to begin the login process. Once the login screen appears, enter your username and password, click Login. Now, as a new user of thinkorswim, it's important to understand how the platform is laid out. Specifically, we have on the left our left sidebar. We'll talk about this in a little bit. And then the right, we have 9 tabs that essentially hold all the different features of thinkorswim. And within each of these tabs are different sub-tabs. For example, our 9 tabs, we have our Monitor tab, Trade, Analyze, Scan, Market Watch, Charts, Tools, Education, and finally Help. And below each of these tabs are sub-tabs. For example, under the Monitor tab, we have Activity and Positions, Account Statement, FX Reports, and Strategy Roller. And as we move from tab to tab, those sub-tabs also change based on whatever tab we are working in. Now let's jump into our first activity, and that's going to be to set up our left-hand sidebar. So for this particular demo, I'm actually going to clean this entire sidebar up. By default, we're set up with live news, our Trader TV gadget, a watch list, and if we click this arrow down at the bottom, you'll notice that we have a quick chart also enabled. This is by default, so if this is your first time logging into the platform, you'll see those 4 gadgets. Let's clean that up. I'm going to click this gear wheel at the bottom of the screen, and you'll notice that we have all these gadgets that I just showed you, and let's delete them all. I want to show you what a clean sidebar looks like. And I just click those X's, and you'll notice the only thing left is our account info screen. And that is the one gadget you can't get rid of. You can hide it with this caret, but you can't get rid of it. And really that's because this is an important section for every trader to have available to them. Now let's set up our sidebar with 2 gadgets, Trader TV and a watch list. So I'm going to go to this plus sign if I want to add a gadget, and you'll notice our whole menu of available gadgets appears, and we're going to hit Trader TV. It allows you to watch live news in real time. Every day TD Ameritrade streams throughout the market day, market news, information, different shows. Great tool. Now if I want to make this screen a little bit bigger, I'm just going to put my mouse in this dividing line, and we're going to stretch that out. And now we have a nice large video player that we can have docked to the side of our screen. If you want to switch between TD Ameritrade Network and other channels, you can do that right here. But now we have our Trader TV set up. I'm going to pause that for a second. And then the next thing we're going to do is add a watch list. Now, this is probably the single most used gadget on the left-hand sidebar. Makes sense, right? Because as you're trading throughout the trading day, it's great to have a watch list available so you can keep track of the markets. So I'm going to click that. And by default, you'll see that we have a default loaded watch list that we've created here at TD Ameritrade. But let's change this. For example, if we change this menu from default, you'll notice a whole sub-menu appears. And you'll see we have our personal created watch lists, but then we have a number of different public watch lists. For this example, let's add the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which are the 30 stocks of the Dow. We're going to hover our mouse over % through G. You'll notice these are alphabetically listed. Then I'm going to go over here to our sub-menu and go down to Dow Jones Industrial Average. And just like that, we have a watch list of the Dow Jones. Same thing as we did with Trader TV. If we want to enlarge this, just hover your mouse over that dividing line, and we're going to stretch that down. If we need to see more room, we can click that up. The other thing, if we want to close or shrink Trader TV, you'll notice our video player starts shrinking, but then the available room for our watch list increases. Now let's move on to our Charts tab. Charts are probably one of the most used features of thinkorswim. The charting package is excellent. There's a number of different things you can do. One thing that every trader should know how to do is set up a type of chart you want to see, whether it's a candlestick, a bar chart, but also time frames. So let me show you how to do that. So by default, you'll see we're on a 1 year, 1 day chart, and you can see that duration here in the left-hand corner. When you navigate the chart, you'll see that our mouse is highlighting with crosshairs where we're at on the chart. And as we move throughout the chart, the different values up here from the opening price, high, low, close, that's going to be based on whatever candlestick we're looking at. If we want to switch between a different drawing tool, we can click this button and we can change to a pointer. So there I've changed to a pointer. Now if I want to zoom in on a section of the chart, I click my mouse, hover it over, and now we can look at a closer version of this chart over the last few months. If I want to zoom out, I can click this magnifying glass out. If I want to zoom in, you can click the magnifying glass to zoom in really close. Either way, it's a very simple charting package to get used to here with these basic tools. Now, first thing, let's imagine we wanted to change this to a bar chart. Well, if you right-click on the chart, you can see that we have this button called Style. Well, we have another sub-menu from there, and essentially the one we're going to look at is Chart Type. So right now we're on a candle, but if we wanted to switch to a bar, a candle trend, line chart, we just simply select right there, and you'll notice now our candlesticks are now bar charts. Really easy to switch. The other thing you can do is you can go to this gear wheel at the top, chart settings, and essentially do a lot of different customization from just general settings of the chart, adjust things on your price axis, your time axis. You can create time frames for your chart, which we'll talk about here in a second. But more importantly, and everyone asks about this, is appearance. So what I just did with a couple clicks, we can go into this appearance section. We have that same types of charts that we can choose from. Let's switch back to candle. You'll notice our preview, it has switched to candle. We can change the color of our candle. So if we want to go from a green to a gray, whatever really you want to see, you can do right here. It's a very widely used feature of the platform to customize your chart look. Once you're ready with the changes, you can hit apply and OK, and now you can see we're back to that candle setting with the original colors that we saw when we started. Next, I want to show you how to change the time frame. So you'll notice right now, like I said, we're on a 1 year, 1 day chart. If we want to switch that to an intraday chart, for example, there's this little drop down that says D, which stands for day or time frame setup. And when we do that, we'll have some preloaded time frames. So 1 day, 1 minute. And you'll notice now we're on a 1 day, 1 minute chart, and that D changed to 1M. So it lets you know you are now on a 1 minute chart, and we're looking at one trading day with 1 minute candle increments. So every 1 minute of market data will be a new candle. If we want to switch that, maybe look at a 5 day, 5 minute, that will change as well. And more importantly, if you want to create your own custom time frame, well, you just switch from favorites to time frame, and we just switch to whatever day period we want to see. Let's say we want to look at 5 days and then go to a 30 minute. You can also move this bar at the bottom if you want specific customized time frames. It's extremely customizable, I guess is my point I'm trying to get at. Really based on how you trade, how you look at the markets. So now we're on a 5 day, 5 minute chart for this Intel example. Next, I'm going to show you probably the most important activity that a trader should know how to do on thinkorswim, and that is how to buy or sell a stock. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to collapse the left-hand sidebar by clicking this button. Gives us some more real estate so I can show you the entire trade tab, all products sub-tab. And what we're looking at is essentially the current market for Apple stock. At the top here, we have the stock name, the last traded price, the gain or loss for the day based in dollars and percent, as well as the current bid and ask. ETB stands for easy to borrow. So if you were shorting Apple, it would be an easy to borrow stock. And then where is the stock listed? It's currently listed on the NASDAQ. So if we click this caret, you'll notice we have a bunch of different data points. This section is an extremely important section, but how do you actually buy and sell the stock? Well, it's pretty simple. You can do it a number of ways. The first thing, let's imagine we wanted to buy 100 shares of Apple stock. I'm going to hover my mouse over the ask price, and you see there's a little buy badge that shows up under my mouse. If I were looking to sell Apple, you can see I hover my mouse over the bid and a sell button appears. Now if I click the ask price, you see an order appears at the bottom to buy 100 shares of Apple at a floating limit price based on the current ask price. and it defaults to a limit order and a day order. We'll talk about this in a second. I'm going to delete this order real quick. One other thing I want to point out, let's bring back our sidebar. You'll notice we had a bid and ask price in our watch list columns. So if I click on the ask price from the watch list, guess what? That same order editor appears at the bottom of our screen. So moral of the story is, anytime you see a bid price, an ask price, or a main price next to a symbol name or lookup, you can enter an order from that part of the software. So once again, let's click on the ask price. I'm going to walk you through this order really quick. We have stock. We're buying 100 shares of Apple. Current limit price of $257.66, and it is a day order, which means if we were to place this order, it would be good for today's trading date. Now, let's say we just wanted to get filled. We can switch that to a market order. We also have a number of different order types available in this order editor, but let's switch to a market, which means we will get filled at the best available ask price. Hit confirm and send. Now, this section of the software is extremely important. It is the order confirmation dialog. This is where you have your last chance to review an order.
Para empezar, ¿por qué eres tan tonto de poner esto aquí y no lo pones al lado y tienes que subir las escaleras cada vez que tengas un libro? Porque me gusta ser imbécil. Escucha.
Double, triple check all of this before you place your order. When you're ready, hit send. And you'll notice up here at the top we have some messages that appeared. We bought 100 shares of Apple, and then it goes away. So what happened to that stock? Well, this is where we move over to our monitor tab. And monitor tab, activity and position sub-tab, this will be the area for you to monitor all of your open positions as well as your activity for the trading day. So for example, remember we talked about thinkorswim has tabs, sub-tabs, and sections. Well, under the activity and position sub-tab section, we have today's trade activity. And this is where you'll see any of your working orders, filled orders. You'll notice we have one fill, and that was the trade we just placed, as well as canceled orders. Now let's go back and do one more example. Let's say we wanted to buy another 100 shares of Apple, but this time we wanted to do it if Apple dropped down to $250. I'm putting my mouse in there and I'm entering a specific price. That padlock is now locked because it's no longer floating with the current market. And we have a limit order that's good for the day, and we're going to hit confirm and send. And now if we go back to our monitor tab, activity and positions, you'll notice we now have a working order in our working orders section. And it's essentially all the details we just looked at. Now let's imagine we say, you know what, I want to place this order good till canceled so that it works until either I cancel it or Apple fills at 250. You can right click. Now in thinkorswim, the right click of the mouse is extremely important. If you're on an Apple, it would be the command key and your mouse click button. But for PC users, if you right click your mouse, you'll see a menu will appear and we can cancel the order. We can cancel and replace the order. So we want to cancel and replace this particular order. So I'm going to change that, and I'm going to go here and change this to good till canceled. Everything else stays the same. I'm going to hit confirm and send. And now you can see we've got a message that our original day order was canceled. We can close it out by clicking the X. And then monitor, we go back and you can see now we have an order working good till canceled. So what happened to our original order? Well, we go down to canceled, and there it is. Canceled orders. Buy 100 shares of Apple, 250 limit for the day. We canceled that, replaced it with this good till canceled order. And you can see here we have our filled order from a few minutes ago. So this is essentially, we're going to keep track of all your orders for the current trading day. This will clear out and reset every single day, and all of your order history will then be found under the account statement sub-tab, order history section. Now let's show you how to trade a call option. We went through the process to trade stock. Now we're going to look at a process to how to trade a call option. Essentially similar, we're just going to trade from a different part of the platform. So instead of our underlying section here where we have our bid and ask for the stock price, we're going to go down into the option chain. And for the example that we're going to look at, let's trade the December expiration. And if you want to trade a call or a put option, it's the same process. We have our calls on the left, our puts on the right. We can show a few more strikes under this expiration series. And as you can see, we have that same bid and ask column that we see for the stock. Same process applies. If you want to buy an option, we click on the ask price. If you want to sell an option, click on the bid price. I'm going to left click my mouse on this 260 call in December on Apple. Our order editor appears. Our order quantity defaults to 10. You can change that by going to the setup, application settings, order defaults, and we can go to options, and let's change that to 1 and apply those settings. And now I'm going to delete this and re-queue the order up, and look, our order default has changed to 1. Same process, we can choose between limit order, market orders. With options, we generally want to use a limit order. So let's lock in that 625, hit confirm and send. And you can see we just got filled on our long 260 call in December on Apple. If we go back to the monitor page, you'll now notice below our stock position, we have the December 260 call, one contract, and the same thing applies with the P&L open and day. You're going to see those numbers vary from day to day. But now we have a stock position and an option position. So you're probably asking, how do I close this position out? What we recommend is go to the monitor tab, activity positions page, and right click, or if you're on Apple, command and click your mouse to queue up the order. So first let's close out our stock position. I'm going to right click Apple, create closing order, and then you'll see an order queues up to sell 100 Apple at the current price. Whatever your quantity is, whatever your underlying instrument is, when you right click and create closing order, it will automatically populate the opposite of your existing position. Let's do this as a market order, hit confirm and send, and now you'll see we're filled on our Apple. So we've taken that small profit from yesterday, and as you can see, our quantity is now 0. And finally, let's take a look at the Education tab in thinkorswim, starting with the Education sub-tab. Now here we've embedded the TD Ameritrade Education Center into thinkorswim, so you don't have to leave the platform to get access to the great education provided here at TD Ameritrade. Specifically, you can get access to videos recommended for you, upcoming webcasts, in-person event schedule, different coursework that we've created to help you learn different strategies and products, as well as thinkorswim tutorial videos. Now all of this can also be navigated through this section here if you want to learn about different products and different portfolio strategies. All of that is exactly as it would be as if you were logged into tdameritrade.com. One other thing I want to show you is the support chat feature up here in the right hand corner. Click support chat, and under live support tab, if we hit create support request, we can send a text message to our trade desk right here from the platform. Let's say you needed help with an order. You type that in, hit create request, and then a message will be sent to our trade desk. One of our representatives will receive that and start speaking to you over chat. They can look in and check out your screen and answer any questions you have regarding any issue with the platform. It's a great feature if you don't want to give us a call or if you're unable to. And that's a look at thinkorswim. For more information, head over to the Education.
Alright, cool. So there was that. That was the first video. How do I get... Is that minimized? Oh, no, here it is. I'm dumb. Wait a minute. Am I dumb? Okay, so here's... Oh, shit. Okay. So, like, they have this option. So this is the... it's called paper trading or whatever. But basically, you can practice with... Like, so this is not actual my bank account money. So I still don't know fully what this stuff means, and that's what I'm trying to learn. But like he was talking about, I guess it would have been, let's see, education. So if you go to education tab, see, I've already learned something. If you go to the education tab, and then newbie visit, yep, visit, okay, you earned a newbie badge. That's awesome. So what? So now you can learn all these different things, which, since I don't have to work because fucking hashtag quarantine 2020, I guess I'm just gonna learn how to do all this, and I could stream it all if anybody wants to watch. I'll probably will just stream it because why not? What else is there to do? I mean, I gotta take care of my kids, obviously, but in case we have to make money off this, so start a GoFundMe. No one's gonna donate to it. But yeah, so let's go back to, where was I at? Hello, Felipe. Okay, let's go back to, what was it? Oh, Anderson. Okay, so was that whole video? Did we watch that whole thing? Okay, I don't want to do that. Alright, so now customization, custom platform. What are you doing? Learning how to work thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. It's the it is a what is my trying to say? It is a stock. TD Ameritrade's a stock market trading type company. So I'm with the stock market crashing. I'm trying to learn how all this works because right now is a good time to invest. But before I invest, I'm trying to learn everything about like how this program works. So they have like how the actual program works, and then like what I just learned from this last video. You can learn stocks, options, bonds, what all this stuff means. So got a bunch of videos. So, and since I'm not supposed to be like can't go to work, you might as well learn how this works. So that way you can get behind the curve, the power curve, when it's time to come back. So that's what I'm doing. So let's see here. What's the next video? Customize platform. Okay. So here's the next video. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat and I'll answer.
In this demo, you'll learn how to customize the color scheme and font size in thinkorswim. After logging in, select Setup in the upper right corner of the screen. Select Application Settings to open the user's setup window. Select Look and Feel to bring up the appearance choices, which include color scheme and font size. Select Color Scheme to see available choices: Dark, Light, Old School thinkorswim, Chinese Dark, and Chinese Light. To create your own, select an existing color scheme as a starting place and update the color values.
That's not very helpful, I don't think. So let's see here. Let's look through this left sidebar, account info. Oh, so a lot of this is, alright. Analyze. This is what I think I want to look at. Add simulated trades. Scan market. Let's see. Close this video.
Before you can analyze a trade, you'll want to direct the thinkorswim software to a particular position or strategy. If you select the Analyze tab and then click the Add Simulated Trades sub-tab, you may notice the functionality looks a great deal like the All Products sub-tab found on the Trade tab. Our programmers designed this software for redundancy like this on purpose, so that there is no need to jump back to the Trade tab. Now you can create simulated trades right here in the Analyze tab. Adding simulated trades on stocks, options, futures, or even currency pairs is as easy as a few clicks of the mouse.
Oh shit, that was probably double. Alright, so I think I'm going to work this backwards so I can understand. Let's go this first. Let's do this. Alright, what would you like to do? I want to learn the basics of this. There we go. Let's try this. So that way if you're, alright. This path is ideal for brand new investors. Investors who want to save for retirement or another. This path goes 3 hours. Simple steps for retirement. Webcat, managing. Alright, so let's see. Identify specific goal. Determine portfolio. Let's see how to choose different. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, so these are the different options. I want to hedge my portfolio. I don't know this. I want to trade stocks or options. That's what I'm interested in doing. I want to find undervalued stocks that I can buy and hold. I want to learn how to analyze charts, generate investments, select strategy. So let's see, what's the strategy? I want to find undervalued stocks that I can buy and hold. I really want to learn how to analyze charts. I think. Let's see. Investors who've traded stocks before but want to become more active traders. Traders who want to better understand chart. Let's go back. Investors search for undervalued stocks. Investors want to learn how to analyze. Diversify. No, I think what I want to do is learn how to analyze. What is this? Trading options. I don't think that's it. It's interesting. I want to analyze income generating investments. Passive investors. Okay. Who are interested in dividend growth investing. It's close to retirement. Nope. It's not me. Better understand charting. Oh, sorry. Has price and volume. Combined. I think this is the one I want. Cool. So this is stock technical analysis. Learn how to identify trends, support, resistant price patterns. Oh, this is an actual course. Carefully consider. Okay, well, this course discusses blah blah blah. ETFs can entail risks similar to direct stock ownership, including market sector or industry risks. Some ETFs may involve international risk, currency, commodity. Paper money application is for educational purposes only. Successful virtual trading during one time period does not guarantee successful investing of actual funds during a later time period. Stock symbols for okay. Except you have to learn. You have more to learn in the stock analysis course. Continue. Course that damn, this is like going to school. Course dashboard. Alright, what the fuck happened here? Go back. Go back. Well, I don't know what the heck's going on here. Go back. Let's go home. Stock. Alright, so let's start this. Let's try this again. Begin. Alright. Here we are. Investors use a variety of methods to identify and evaluate opportunities. Most common technical analysis and fundamental. Technical analysis study of the historic price and volume to identify and project price trends. These price trends are then used to determine potential entry and exit points. Technical analysis is a type of financial analysis performed through charts and is the focus of the course. See here, fundamental is commonly characterized by searching and analyzing a company's financial statements and scouring balance sheets and income statements, all while looking for signs of value or potential growth. Analysis tend to assume the markets are random and therefore difficult to predict. You can learn more about this by the end. Alright. Technical analysis. Hello. Rose? Oh, so a different one. We learn how to learn about stocks, the market, stock market stuff. So I'm currently taking a course on technical analysis. Alright, so are more interested in charts than fundamentals. These investors use charts to identify outperforming stocks, then invest in those stocks. Technicians buy outperforming stocks. Okay. Why would you buy it? Oh, roses. My bad. Rose. Oh, rose. Roses. My fault. Okay, so why would you buy? Anyways, okay. It's like grocery shopping, fundamental analysis. Read the labels of each item on the shelf, while technical analysis look for the most popular selling items. Okay. Investors use technical analysis in a variety of ways. Some use it alone, while others combine it with fundamental analysis. Some investors use technical analysis throughout their investing plan, while others use it to time entries and exits. Some use technical analysis for short-term trading, and others use it for long-term investments. So I'm looking at trying to do short-term trading, which are swing trading. Basically, it's like 3 days to 2 weeks, and basically you find the patterns. What I've understood so far is you look at a pattern over time, and you're looking for certain ones that show an up and a down over like a year span or something, or half a year span, and then you try and predict when that next high or low is. So I'm still new to it, so that's why I'm trying to learn all this stuff. But my goal is to turn $500 into thousands of dollars. So we'll see. Alright, so let's see here. In each case, though, investors use technical analysis because it offers a prescriptive way of buying and selling a security. This is known as rules-based trading, creating a system, or what we, TD Ameritrade, call investing plan. This course will teach you how to create your own technical-based investing plan for all market conditions. While we'll reference other markets, our primary focus will be on stock market. So far, I like this TD Ameritrade. I haven't invested anything in it. So I started with Robinhood, and that's because someone sat next to me in this class was like, oh, I have that, they give you a free stock. So I did that one, set up, and it's not terrible, but the amount of analysis that this one gives compared to that one is just night and day. Now granted, you have to learn how to read all this stuff, but I feel like there's a lot more to it. And if you go to Zip Trader, he's got a Facebook page, YouTube page, and Discord. He suggests this one, this thinkorswim app, and Webull. So, but this one's cool. This one teaches you. It's like its own little course. Alright, by the end of this course, you'll be able to define technical analysis and how it can function in a trading system, read and interpret charts, and some technical indicators. Calculate position size. Cool. Alright, so the next page. Tenets of technical analysis. Okay. Technical analysis based on 3 tenets: price, move, and trends. The market discounts everything, and sometimes history repeats itself. These tenets provide the assumptions and foundation for technical analysis. Understanding these tenets will help you think like a technician and implement technical analysis. So let's explore each. First, price moves and trends. A trend is a general direction. A security price is moving. If you were to look at the price chart of a stock, it might not look like much at first. However, if you highlighted the first and last price of the chart and then connected them with a straight line, you'd see that the stock moved in an overall direction. That overall or general direction is the trend. So that is the trend. Okay. A technical analysis first rule is to always trade with the trend. Think of it this way: if you wanted to go to New York, would you get on a train headed to California? No, you get on a train headed in the direction of your desired destination. Trading with the trend works the same way. Because this concept is so important, we'll spend a considerable amount of time discussing how to identify it in this course. The next tenet is marketing. The market discounts everything. This means that the price of security reflects the collective market knowledge. Every time an investor buys and sells a stock, it's considered a vote on the future direction of the stock and is reflected in the price. For example, stocks that are trending higher reflect a collective sentiment that a stock should be worth more, while stocks that are trending lower reflect a collective sentiment that a stock should be worth less. As new information comes to light, the market acts accordingly and quickly assimilates it. However, the discounting of new information may take more time than investors expect, and it may ultimately cause the trend to change. Negative collective sentiment. News. Okay. Seems interesting. Third, history repeats itself or looks similar. This is not meant to imply that past performance is a guarantee of future results.